Assalamu alaikum. This is Dr. Sana, one of the PEDS registrar working in Ireland. And today my show is basically based on a very good news for all the working doctors in Ireland and who are interested to come in Ireland from Pakistan or different parts of the world. And the breaking news, I know it's a 1 day ago news, but it's a breaking news and many of the people are not aware of it. So the good news is that the RCPI membership exams in UK are now recognized for MRCPI General Medicine, MRCPI Peds, MRCPI Obs and Gynae, and membership of the Faculty of Occupational Medicine of Royal College, membership of Faculty of Public Health Medicine and Physicians of Ireland. And it's a very great news because before that, after Brexit, it was only allowed for the physicians of anesthesia and for the physicians of a surgery department only. And now, just a day ago, they have announced that they're going to give all of the general medicine, peds, ops, and the rest I have mentioned, that they're going to be recognizing it to get the GMC registration. And that's a really, very great news for all the doctors. And with me today is a very special guest. With me, he's my good friend and colleague. He's working in Ireland in one of the very, very prestigious university hospital in Galway. And he's a senior registrar neonatologist, and he's also one of the co-founder of Trainers for Ireland organization, which was established last year to advocate the positive career changes for NCHDs as an effort to strengthen Irish health system. And this association is running multiple campaigns. There's a career progression hurdles for non-scheme trainee in Ireland. This is one of the campaigns, critical skill employment permit issues, and citizenship delays issues, and stamp for rights for training. So these are all the campaigns that he is running. He has also been elected as a NCSD committee member of IMO, that's an Irish medical organization. And let's welcome him. His name is Mr. Lika Ur Rahman. Welcome to our show. Assalamu alaikum.
Thank you so much, Dr. Sana. Walaikum salam. You have said a lot for me. It is basically a teamwork that has been ongoing, and I'm very happy to be the part of my team. And really grateful to you that you invited me to your channel. And I really like it that the purpose of this channel is to bring awareness, and that's what I have been campaigning through my organizations. One thing that I'm also a general secretary of Association of Pakistani Physicians and Surgeons in Ireland as well, and that is also an asset in the Irish health system, and that advocating the positive changes as well. So that the news that you have mentioned is really a great news, and that recognition of membership exams by the UK. And that is really great news. Why it is a great news? Just a few things for that. It has been years, especially for the medicine, that people who finished with the membership exam of Irish exam for the in the medical field, so they cannot get GMC through that membership, though it is a postgraduate degree, and that was stopped ages ago. And recently, they also stopped giving General Medical Council registration of UK through pediatric membership as well. And that was kind of a bit of shock for the people who has been catching a training over there and was following the Caesar pathway, parallel pathway. So that news is really a ray of hope for them for many reasons. Number one, that UK is a bigger market. It's a big market, and it is equal training opportunities and a lot of like incentives over there. I will go into detail one by one, as compared to Ireland, because Ireland is still struggling in providing a structured training to the doctors, especially non-EEA doctors, because of the EU law. So because of the EU law, they are at the bottom of the list while competing for training. So that's where the campaigns for the equal training opportunities at the minute are
Yeah.
ongoing. And because of that, just I think because of this thing, people are struggling to enroll into the formal training, to compete for formal training, especially non-EU doctors. And now they can go to UK, but once stop there, they cannot go to ST3 training in UK on
Yeah, so
based on this
we will
matter.
come on. Yeah, we will come on to that first. But I think it's as you were mentioning that this is one of the greatest news for the doctors, because with the Brexit thing, I know so many of our colleagues, they were really worried because suddenly they announced that as you mentioned, that the pediatric doctors, they were actually doing the MRCPI pediatrics in Ireland, and then they get recognition. But now in between, after the Brexit, they just hold all that things. But now it's a great news that we are on the register to get GMC registration through our MRCPI PEDS. But for medicine, it's really a biggest news, because I know many of them who have done their MRCPI Ireland, but they are stuck in the UK one. But before that, the medicine people, they cannot utilize their MRCPI medicine to get GMC registration. So that's a big ray of hope, as you said. And I would say that it will open their doors, because they were really stuck. And I know that there are pros and cons of both countries. I think MRCPI exams are easier, a little bit easier, everybody say than the UK one, and it is easier to pass, and it is more easy to pass, like more faster than the UK ones, especially they got stuck in the clinical, I think. So it's a great news for those who have done that. And I think especially those who are coming through CPSP programs, because after CPSP 2 years of training in Ireland, they have to go back to Pakistan for 1 year, and then only they can come back to Ireland, but they have to go. So in between, suppose they clear their MRCPI Ireland medicine, peds, obs, gynae, or whatever. So and that is very quick to clear it as well, and then they can easily apply for GMC registration. And I think for GMC registration, it's very quick, in 6 weeks, or like maybe less than that, you can get your registration. And I think you can highlight about that as well.
Yeah, Dr. Sana, you are absolutely right. Why it is important? The main thing is that a major portion of Pakistani doctors, because of the internship exemption route, they land in Ireland first, either through CPSP or through internship exemption, and they land in Ireland. In Ireland, the first thing they do, and yes, as compared to the UK, the Irish membership is a bit easier, and they finish Irish membership. So if they finish in Irish membership, then they look for a training. So when they come to the training portion, they realize that resources and slots, training slots, and the system is designed in a way that you have to move to the other countries, neighboring countries, and the UK is one of the big, I mean, country that you can grow your career over there. So in this way, if you look in this way, Pakistani doctors, majority are coming in Ireland as a stepping stone. They use Ireland and they finish their Irish membership first in case they can easily get the GMC. And if they can get the GMC, they can apply for different other trainings. Just like say you can apply for the GP training if you have a GMC. You can easily apply for the GP training if you're not interested in other trainings. But if you are going to the other structured training, just like those training like pediatric medicine, we start from the ST3 level. So then you have to finish the clinical portion or the full membership if you are going through the UK one. But there are other benefits. I say in Ireland, you get a 6 months contract, 6 months to 1 year contract. And in UK, you can get a longer visa. And that for you and for your family, it's a big worry and a misery for the doctors who come in Ireland. And we are running a campaign on that for the critical skills employment permit. And secondly, I say that in UK, that the alternate pathway, it is globally recognized and well structured, and you can get a consultant slot quite easily if you go through that pathway as well. And that is like one of the main things that you can hit if you
Yeah,
registration
and
of the
I will just add on, like, as we are talking about the CPSP doctors and also the general registration doctors as well, who do the general division. We have talked in our previous video. We're gonna share that video in our links as well. But what I'm trying to say is that once those doctors who are coming through CPSP, if they get the GMC, as you are saying, that they cannot go into directly ST4 level, but they can get ST3, because for ST4 level, they need to clear the MRCP UK clinical exam. So what they can do is that they can do both the exam parallel, like MRCPI plus the MRCP UK. So they will get their MRCPI Ireland very fast, and they can on the basis of that they can get the GMC registration, and then what they can do that they will get in like in 6 weeks or 2-3 months time, they will get the GMC registration. They can go to NCHD jobs as well, like as a registrar, and they can, as you mentioned, that they have long-term contracts, and I know a few of them. You might be knowing better than me that you can get even 2 years contracts as well there, and even if you get 1 year, you can stay at the same hospital. You can easily re-renew, and there's so many hospital in one area, like in one city, like suppose Newcastle, suppose Birmingham. There are so many hospitals that even if you have to move, let's suppose, you don't have to move your whole house, you don't have to move your whole family from one city to other. As compared in Ireland, the biggest problem that I think we are facing is that, because I know that most of the doctors are coming with the families and kids, and I think this is the issue, that when they are moving, they have to move their whole house and family and school. But as compared in UK, you get that benefit, and then meanwhile when you are in Ireland, I think you don't need to go to Pakistan. You can go to UK, and you don't have to create a gap of 1 year in your career. And then, of course, once you get the clinical exam, as you're saying, you can get into training. And as you are saying, we will discuss in our segment in detail about the training, how they can go through the GP and UK training in different, pediatrics and medicine and all. But I would like to say that I think medicine is one of the most suffering field for the training, and I think they would be really, really excited to know, isn't it, Lika, about knowing this
field.
news?
I completely agree with you, Sarasana. That I one thing that that I always say, Ireland is a stepping stone at the moment for doctors to move forward in their career, and it opens up horizons in different countries, New Zealand, Australia, UK. But the main thing is that for our fellows, when they come here, financially their exams are all free. So you mentioned that they can take up both memberships at the same time with the same preparation. You can go on for the both member, and you can get your all the fees refunded, and
Mm,
financially it is not a hurdle for you. That's why if you're working in Ireland, within 2 years you can sort out
yeah.
all of your exams and you
And
can move forward. And second thing I will just want to mention, very important thing, is that in Ireland, the problem that we are running a campaign on, that critical skills employment permit will give you a premium of 2 years to settle down and have a long term, and can help you for the long term residency. At the minute, doctors get 6 months contract, and that 6 month contract, you have to drag your family, and you have to sacrifice your social and your children's life, and you have to it compromises your job security. So that's where we are
mm,
stressing hard on the stakeholders for this campaign,
yeah.
that for the doctors, they need to do something so that people can stay here in Ireland and can work. And one of the most important thing, that our training bodies in Ireland, especially RCPI, welcome this news, but at the same time, they are working to formulate an alternate route in Ireland as well. Because
Mm,
last year we did a survey, and the suggestions our survey respondent made, and we gave the suggestion to the training bodies in Ireland, and requested them, at least you have to establish a structured, well recognized alternate route in all the specialty field, and transparent as well, so that if someone is done with membership and they want to stay in Ireland and want to
mm,
become a consultant here as well with the specialist register, they don't find any difficulty in doing the rotations if they don't want to go in the formal training, and they are
mm.
doing it as well. I say that they are more interested in establishing the alternate pathway as compared to work on equal training opportunities. And if you want equal training opportunities, if you want to do the formal training pathway, then those to UK are always open for you.
Yeah,
That is
but
my.
I would like to mention about that what you are talking about. If I am at the position to apply for the training, I would always prefer to go for CCT training because it is more reliable. Because once you get into the structured training program, your job is secure for 4 or 5 years, and you will be rotated easily in different fields, and you don't have to look for the specialities because you will be rotated by the CCT, by the RCP. So that's one of the important things that you, and I'm sorry to say, in pediatrics, as we are working, there are only 22 seats in HST, and that's a real loss for the doctors who are working in Ireland, that they cannot, although they have good experience and they want to stay in Ireland, they love the country, they love the ambience and work environment, and it's really, really good. Ireland is a good country, but because of the hurdles that are created for the doctors, they have to move for their career progression. But even if they're going to UK, I would say that they should always go for CCT, and they should think CSR as the last resort if they think that they are unable to do. Because in CSR, the problem is that you have to rotate yourself in the different specialities. We will talk about that in detail, as I told you, in the next segment. And the other thing I just want to mention, that keep in mind, if you are doing the CSR training, as far as I know, before Middle East used to recognize that for consultant, but I think nowadays they when they advertise the post for consultant, they say that if you are from UK or Ireland, it should be CCT training, and to be a consultant, and that's what they write it at post training experience as a consultant for 2 years when you're applying for the job, at least after you have done your CCT. But CSR, they are not recognizing in that way, because I will come on the point that in Saudi or in UAE or in Qatar, what they do is that there's a pay scale difference. If you're coming from a UK or Ireland or any Western country, you're holding the passport, and then you're the citizen of there, and then when you go there, when you will show your passport, you will get an increment of your pay because you are a Western trained doctor. So it is important that you do the CCT training, especially you are going into kind of a National Guard or Royal Hospitals. But even though CSR is not a bad option, if you think, because in CSR training, I think you can work locally as a consultant in Ireland, in UK, easily available jobs for locum consultant and also for permanent consultant jobs. And if you want to go to your country back in Pakistan, it will be recognized there. So that's one of the things, pros and cons of everything. So that's one good news. And tell me, do you want to say anything about thing that for the medicine people and for the PEDS people? So what I think for them, I would say just go and just register yourself for the GMC, because you never know, opportunity comes and goes. What do you say, Dr. Lika, about it?
Yes, I absolutely agree with you that you should always avail your opportunity. It is free of cost. You don't need to put any hardship for you, because what happened, personally, I know a lot of people when last year Irish membership was derecognized and which is out of their list. So people were regretting that they haven't had any GMC based on that. But now opportunities open. Just at least get a GMC and then plan your. Always keep your goal, your aim, what you want, and because when you leave your country, especially when you done FCPS, or most of the people also come from Middle East because they have already spent 5-10 years over there. So you bring your family here. So it all depends on your priorities, what you want. You still have that much stamina, that much courage, that much enthusiasm to take the formal training, which is very competent and which is very like sternest kind of activity. So then go for it. But if you want to take the alternate route as well, it's not that bad as well. It has also a lot of pros, and that's what I say, that go for it. Get your registration with the GMC, and then plan out
Hmm.
in the next year
I,
what you want
yeah,
to
we
do.
are about to finish our this segment. Just two things I would like to mention, that we got a good news about this MRCPI registration that we have just discussed about. The other thing I just want to tell you, after Brexit, I know most of the people might be knowing, might not be knowing, that before people used to get the GMC registration through European passport, but now it is not possible. The only way you can take is through either you give the PLAB, either you give the MRCPI membership exam from Ireland or UK. And the third way is that if you have done any European medical graduate degree, like I know some of Indian and Pakistani doctors, they used to do their medical graduation from Romania or some other European countries. So if you have done that and you have worked in an English speaking country like in Ireland or the UK, on the basis of that, you can apply for the registration for GMC. These are the doors for the GMC registration. GMC registration is important because you can do locums parallel in Ireland and UK, and you can also work as a NCHD. You have so many hospitals available if you don't get a job in Ireland, and then you can, of course, avail the training position. So these are the pros and cons. Thank you so much, Dr. Lika, for your guidance and help. And I will meet you in the next section. And I hope.
I could add one more thing, that recently UK has opened, like wide doors for, especially if you have a USMLE, they have added in the list as well. If you have the Australian exam, they have added list in as well. You can get a GMC based on those registration exam as well. So they recently opened it. So they are in a
That's,
crisis in
yeah.
the pandemic.
I
So
I
they are
I
filling, yeah.
I think the best way is that when you get the opportunity, there's a crisis, COVID pandemic going on, and I know, the good person and the wise person is that who takes the opportunity when it comes, and that's the way. This is your opportunity. Just take it. And in the end, I will just mention, I know a few people who want to go to except the UK, they want to go to Australia or something. So I would say that PLAB is also a good option. I know people are working in Ireland. It is very easy to give. Just do your OAT, PLAB 1 and PLAB 2 within. I think it will be very fast for you guys who are going for PLAB, because you're already working in Ireland. In that way, you can easily grab the GMC registration, as well as if you work 1 year in UK, you can get the Australian Medical Council registration, and you can get a job in just few months, like 2-3 months. You can get it. It's the fast track way to go to Australia. If you want to go there and you want to do a family reunion, or you have your own preferences, in life, so you can do that as well. And also PLAB, in one way, I know some people like they don't want to go for MRCP registration, exams and all that, and they are lazy enough, they don't want to do the membership, and they say that, okay, when we will go in training, we will do that. Or some people want to go to GP training. So I think PLAB will make you quick to get GMC, and then you can go in different training in UK. So thank you so much, Dr. Lika, for your time, and hopefully it will be a helpful segment. And thank you so much, everybody, for watching us. We will see you soon in our next video. Take care, do share and like, and I will also provide the links for our Dr. Lika is doing some work for the Trainers for Ireland, and he has recently done some webinars and on the Zoom as well for people who are struggling to come to Ireland to get the IMC. So I will share the link. Do watch that and take care. Allah Hafiz.